this. My dad did this. When it's time for you to learn how to drive, your parents will tell you stories about driving to help you become a safe driver. And if you listen to your mom and dad and they explain it clearly enough and give you examples, you're going to be a good driver. Students learn how to drive from their parents. Example, if your mom and dad are distracted, eating on the phone, blowing through lights, you'll probably learn the same thing. You'll think it's okay. If your parents are always stopping at every stop sign, using their blinker, merging out nicely, let the little old lady pull out, you'll be perhaps courteous the same way. So I'm trying to tell you that your parents model the behavior. I am a person that comes in between your parent and you. I'm a parent too, but I'm your driving instructor. I don't judge you if you didn't do your homework, Aiden. I don't judge you, Evan, if you wore the wrong hat today and your socks didn't match. I simply want to teach you how to drive. And good instructors are patient. I'm patient with all of you. I always try to tell you how to get better. Some of you listen to my advice, some of you don't. The students who don't, it takes them a longer time to learn how to drive. I'm not judgmental. I don't get mad at you. But we have to learn how to drive quickly because I only have 6 drives with you in our location in this part of the country. Other parts of the state or other parts of the country, you have 8 hours of driving. You have 10 hours of driving. You have to watch someone for hours. And when you watch someone for hours, you're going to learn from their mistakes. You're going to learn what they're doing right. You're going to learn what they're doing wrong. So it's really important that you really understand why I'm doing this. And in Quizzy, we could look at the answers you got right. We could look at the answers you got wrong. I can explain it. So it's more than just playing the game. I use this in my classroom, and I turn this data in perhaps to courtesy. They may say, well, hey, did this. I like this because this holds you accountable. And then we can email this to your parents. So let's go ahead and review this information right now. Okay, we're going to look at all the questions, and you need to listen and pay attention whether you got them wrong or right. So 15 kids got it right. We have a 63%. That's really a D, but we have 63. Read the following excerpt from Winter Driving. Check one on the one piece of evidence that best supports the claim of the narrator is nervous about driving in the wintertime. All of you will be nervous driving in the wintertime. I'm only going to read the answer for time's sake. I tighten my grip on the wheel. All of you will be nervous when you learn how to drive in the wintertime. You didn't learn how to drive when it's snowing. You learn how to drive in the summer. So all of you have 0 experience. Here's another example. Your parents, let's say they have 10 years of experience. Your parents have more than 10 years. Let's say they have 20, let's say 100, okay? And then we'll just, do 100 times 10. They have multiple years of experience. You may only have 20 times driving in the wintertime. So you only have 20 moments per year, okay? So 20 times 5 is 100. So if you only have 20 times driving in the wintertime for 5 years, you only have 100 days or 100 experiences driving. So your parents have more experience, okay? I need you to understand what I'm trying to say. And if you don't, you're not really understanding. So you will grip the wheel hard. Your parents will grip the wheel hard, but it will be a firm hard. It won't be so hard that you squeeze the life, because your parents know if I grip the wheel really hard, I won't be able to turn the minivan or my F-250. I tightened up my grip and I could feel the cold steering wheel. I could feel the cold steering through my fingers. Yes, your parents know what that feeling is like. You do not. So you're going to be very nervous and stressed in the wintertime. Thank you for the love. Let's keep going. Okay, let's go to the next question. I'm giving you examples. Next, the narrator's perspective regarding driving in the snow changes through the story. How does this affect the events in the story? It changes. It could change for the bad. Maybe you get a lot of snow. It could change for the good. Maybe there's less snow. Maybe you're driving at night in the snow. That's more scary than driving during the day, but you don't know that because you don't have any experience to draw on snow driving when it gets really bad or it gets really good. And then people get overconfident. And if you get overconfident driving in the snow, you will crash. You will slam brakes and go through a light. You will crash into your curb trying to make a right turn because you're going too fast and you hit the brakes too hard. Your parents have experience and they slow down 10 cars before. They slow down very soft. You wait till the last second and slam your brake. So I'm trying to help you understand this because you don't have experiences to draw on. The narrator becomes too confident. Remember what I just said? And forgets her dad's experience. Your dads are giving you experience. Your moms are giving you experience. Your stepmoms are giving you experience. Your stepdads are giving you experience. Your uncles are giving you experience. I'm giving you experience. But you don't listen because some of you think, I don't need to listen. Why do they keep talking to me? So this tells me you don't understand the experience yet. But if we took this again during the wintertime, you should have a higher experience rate. So I'm preparing you for the wintertime right now. Yay! I want to keep going. What is the main theme of the passage? All of you should be able to tell me this. First, I'm going to go through each one. Some people always seem to have bad luck. Some of you who crash will blame bad luck. Oh, my tires were bad. My brakes suck. My headlights were bad. I hit a patch of ice. No such thing. Many accidents are impossible to avoid. You'll say, well, man, I just have bad luck. Or you would say teens make poor drivers. Teens do make poor drivers because they don't have enough experience to become better. Once you become better, you move from poor to okay. You move from okay to good. You move from good to excellent. But if you're arguing with your mom and dad, I know what to do. Marge, you need to get your stepson. I'm not going to talk to him anymore. Then when your parents say, well, you know what? You don't want to listen to me. Then when you crash my car, don't ask to drive. Then you want to argue with your stepmom or stepdad. How come he doesn't let me use this car? Well, honey, you did smash his car and he's very particular. I don't understand him. I don't like him. Right? It's better to be patient than sorry. But young people are not patient. You don't want to listen. You think you know everything. That's like we were when we were your age. 50% of you. So you got to read the story. You have to put yourself in that story. This is why I chose this, because this is advice I'm giving you. Your mom's giving you, your dad's giving you, or anyone who truly cares about you, like your teachers, like your instructor, like your coaches. We all care about you. Some of you will listen, some of you won't. Next, imagine that the narrator has presented this passage as an autobiography. Some of you don't understand what that word is. Or an oral report to the class. Which two questions should students ask to show that they are listening carefully to the report, but they want more information? I like this because it makes you listen, it makes you read, and then you have to make a choice. And I'm looking at the numbers. 13 of you got that portion right, 10 of you, for a total of 23. How did your dad react when he found out you had gotten into a car accident? Either your dad will be mad or sad or okay. We want to pray that you're okay. You are worth more than a car. Then we'll have to find out what happened. Were you speeding? Did another car hit you? Did you overcorrect? Did you put the car into a ditch? Did you stop too late and rear end the car? And in some states, if you stop too late and rear end the car, you're at fault because you didn't stop in a clear distance. We learned that the other day in class. Another example, how did you get your car out of the ditch? Well, you were going too fast. No, the weather was bad. You were going too fast. No, your tires were bad. You were going too fast. No, the tires were bad and your car sucks. You were going too fast. Some of you won't take that personal responsibility and you're going to put the car into the ditch. They don't pull you off for free. And in some cases, you might get a ticket. This is why 8% of you got it wrong. Imagine you were giving a presentation about driving safely in the snow and icy conditions. You would be like to add a media component to improve your presentation, which is always good. What choice would be the best? You want to add a video clip of a police officer demonstrating this, because police represent safety. We have questions in the material about police officers. We have questions about emergency workers, the move over law, a slideshow that includes pictures of ice and snowy roads. That doesn't really say anything. An animated clip of a person driving a car on a road covered with snow doesn't really teach us anything. An audio clip of a parent warning their teen. Ooh, that's pretty close. But we need something that will really spice it up. I like the audio clip, but you guys don't listen to me. You don't listen to mom. You don't listen to that. Well, how do you know? Because your group has more accidents than a 21 to 27-year-old. Your group has more accidents than the 35 to 45-year-old. And then after about 55 years old, that group starts to have more accidents because of vision, medical conditions, but people are living longer. So a correct one will be a video clip of a police officer demonstrating. Why do you think we saw a video of the state police? So 17 of you picked that. We got 71%. That's a C. 83% here. Imagine you are given a presentation about driving safely in the snow and ice. This is the same story, but they're asking you to pull out a different piece of information. I like this because it forces you to think. And then your parent, well, you remember when he was going over that? No, I don't. Well, I don't know if I want you to drive my car today. So what? And you go to your room and slam the door. Your parent is trying to talk to you. You would be like to add another media component. You should already know what to do here. To improve your presentation, you're adding something to improve your presentation. A video clip of a police officer demonstrating winter driving tips. Imagine you're giving a presentation about this passage in which you state your opinion on that inexperienced drivers should not be allowed to drive in bad weather. Some of your parents won't let you drive in. Nope, it's raining. You can't go. Mom! Nope, it's snowing. You can't go. Mom! Nope. It's really dark and it's fog. Mom! You're never gonna learn how to drive. Maybe there's a reason why. Because you don't listen to your parents. There's always two sides to a story. Which two pieces of evidence from the passage best support the opinion? We got 33% here. I'm gonna read the answers. I press my foot to the pedal, but the tires just spun. They're going too fast. With a sound, you're about to crash, which I knew was melting the snow and was creating a layer of ice, black ice. If you don't know that sound, you're gonna crash. When I drive students in the wintertime, we turn the radio down, we listen. You need to know what it sounds like when you're in trouble. Your parents might do the same thing. Your dad or mom might take you into a parking lot. Okay, son or daughter, you're gonna get in the car, you're gonna hit the gas real hard, and I'm gonna show you how to spin out of a skid so you don't panic. Okay, great. They show you what to do. Some of your parents do this. Mom, why are you doing this to your car? Your parents are trying to help you so you don't kill yourself. My body moved forward, but stopped almost immediately, held in place by the seatbelt, but the car continued. It's counterclockwise steering before coming to rest in the ditch. You're going too fast. You might have to turn the wheel counterclockwise or into the skid or out of the skid. But these are two methods to teach you how to survive a skid. But some of you are like, why am I turning the wheel? Your parents are trying to help you. I can't say what I do or don't do in the wintertime with my students. Next, 83%. Read the following sentences from the passage. The clear road boosted my confidence. If you don't understand what boosted means, you're going to be in trouble. And I loosened my grip. Oh, they're on some relaxing stuff. You on that boost stuff. My blood slowly returned from my clenched knuckles. They were gripping the wheel. This is a figurative language. Thank you, Miss Flo. Winter driving. So this is a perspective on winter driving. This wasn't so bad. What is the main meaning or boosted? Increased. This person is going to become overconfident. Most of you got that right. I like this because you have to read. What is the best Which will be the best source for locating instructions about driving in snow and ice? They're asking you. We talked about this. The pamphlet put in by the driving school with tips on winter driving in various kinds of weathers. Ta-da! Also, it could be in the manual, an owner's manual in the car. It might talk about that. But your generation will look at videos, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and that's fine. But you need to understand you're not in the car with this person. What type of tires do they have? What was the road surface like? Were they going slow? Were they going fast? If you see someone spin out and do a circle on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, you're like, that's cool, I can do that. No, you can't. You're scared. What sentence shows the correct verb tense? I love it. When mom called my name, I hurried into the kitchen for dinner. Yes. Okay. So you have to be able to identify language. And then what sentence correctly uses the comma to separate the introductory element? What does this have to do with driving? It has everything to do with driving because your test is language. You're going to have a test coming up. I'm not telling you the types of questions. They are multiple choice, but you have to be able to read the question and visualize it. Okay, so they're talking about a comma in there. Sadly, the old building was completely destroyed in the fire. Which sentence below is written correctly? You got to be able to identify a sentence. And a lot of you say, hey, question 9 is written incorrectly. Question 9 is wrong. And on some of the state tests, they were written wrong. But some of you won't bring it to my attention because you don't know. Kyle's family goes to Florida, where his grandparents live every year during summer break. Okay? Learn to read. Imagine you're giving a presentation about the passage. You want to state your opinion, inexperienced drivers. You got to pick 2 of these. I pressed my foot on the pedal, but the tires spun and a whirling sound, and I knew the melting snow. My body. So those 2 sentences show evidence. Don't say you didn't learn anything. I'd be highly upset. Tell me 2 things in 2 sentences you learned. You can't say, oh, I didn't learn anything. It sucked. You have to tell me, what did you learn from this? 2 complete sentences. I love doing a flipped classroom. It forces you to think. And a lot of this is review from what we've learned. What did you learn? 2 complete sentences. And I love that your parents are listening because your parents will give you information, but you won't listen. You're going to listen to me instead of someone else. You're going to listen to a stranger down the street instead of someone else. You're going to rely on AI or TikTok or YouTube or Instagram. Real life is right in front of us. So this is why I showed you this, and it made you think about wintertime driving. I'm trying to make you guys think. So I asked you to put in what you learned. It should be personal. It should be relative to you. It shouldn't be similar to everyone else. You can't just type in the chat GTP. You can't Google it. We learned that during our convention today. I'll be making questions that you can't copy and paste and put into a search engine. You actually have to think. And your driver's ed test makes you think. You can't just copy the stuff in and think, oh, I got it. No, you don't. Driving is about thinking. Elizabeth, in about 5 minutes, just message me, okay? So I can lock your days in, okay? About 5 minutes. I'll get the form right now. Just keep working. So I want you to think, and this is a good one, to think. Think about the driving. Visualize it. Why am I gripping the wheel? Why am I going too fast? Why is the car sliding? If you don't recognize what's going on, you're going to just go off the mountain. And it happens because you don't see these warning signs and you don't understand the warning signs. And when you're in the car with your friends, it's going to be even more pressure to follow or not follow, or to go too fast, or to do crazy stuff. Where if your parents are driving, Marge, you're doing just fine. I drive very slow too. In fact, I don't like driving in the wintertime. I'm going to call John, my husband. John, come and get us. Some of your parents don't drive in the wintertime, bro. It's true. They don't drive. That's why you're going to move to Florida. No. Okay, I'm going to click what you have. We're going to read and have a discussion, because when we discuss, we learn. We got to get you ready. I'm going from the bottom up. I learned that when you're driving a rental, you should always be patient. You do have a grip on the wheel. You will be a little bit nervous. That's real life. We all get nervous. If you feel your car slide on the ramp to the freeway, you're like, ah! And then you relax. It's true. Your coffee's spilling, your food just dropped, and you're like, ah! But then you're okay. And then a truck is coming, and you're like, ah! Because your tires are spinning, bro. Come on, man. You haven't found out yet, but you will. Wait till Halloween. You're going to be going down the street, and the kids are walking right in front. You're like, ah! And everyone's looking at you like, don't you even think about him, my child. Well, ma'am or sir, your child is walking right in front of me. Don't go on the block when they're trick-or-treating. Do you realize Halloween and that whole thing is one of the worst times for drivers to be out with their instructor? Because everyone is thinking about candy and looking like a ghost and all this, and the kids have masks on and they're just walking, they're thinking about candy, and they walk right on in front of us. The test is written grammatically correct because it's from the state, and you would think people at the state level review it. But occasionally, we do get tests that have the wrong grammar. Those of you who have parents like, yes, your prepositional phrase is correct. A capital letter. You have a run-on. Rewrite it. No! You have a run-on sentence. Some of your parents are on you about your English, as they should be. Be patient. Don't forget what you learn behind the wheel. Oh, I like that summary. And your mom is going to share stuff with you. Your dad is going to share stuff with you. Your crazy uncle's going to share stuff with you. Your wild auntie's going to share stuff with you because you're going to be driving your cousins in the wintertime. They're going to look at you like, can you drive? And you're like, my mom told me you're going to ask crazy questions. Will you stop? So some of you will have nice cousins. Some of you will have out-of-pocket cousins. I learned that reading and understanding language will help you drive. What you said! Yes, you got to understand language because this is what we have. We are learning language. You're going to be taking a test a week from today. It's going to test your knowledge. You got to be able to read it. You got to be able to understand it. I have learned that the winter driving is much harder than the summer. I've learned that you have to use your brain. What you said! I've learned that knowing language is very important. Gripping the wheel is dangerous because it comes from anxiety and fear. Woo! Because you don't understand it. And even drivers who've driven like 20 or 30 years, they're overconfident. And then they're going to crash. So if you're overconfident, you could put your car or truck into the ditch. If you're underconfident, you can put your car or truck into the ditch. You have to learn gradually through gradual exposure. No one's trying to scare you, but it will be scary out there on the road. Your first snow drive, but with practice and gradual exposure, you'll be fine. Go to the bathroom. I learned that gripping the wheel can be tight. I like that. That was very good. You need to be patient. But look, if you leave late to school, you're not going to be patient. Your mom and dad fill the car up for you. They put money on your card. You're not going to get cash money more. You like digital money. They put it on your card for you. You get up late. You got the car warmed up, but you didn't have breakfast. You got a text from your friend. I want 3 things from, I don't go to the coffee place much. You want 3 lattes, okay? And you have to get that order, but you're going to be late to school. You got to make a decision. No, bro, I'm late. I gotta go. We were waiting for you. You let us down. Your friends you need to be patient. You could spin out. Correct. I learned that winter driving can be difficult. Always be slow and patient. I learned that you need to know grammar. You need to learn when to slide on the snow. Ooh, I like that. You got to learn when to slide, when it's a good slide, when it's a bad slide is you're out of control and you lose steering. A good slide is you're just sliding a little bit and you have room to stop. Okay. And your parents are like, you're going too fast. No, I can still see the back of the tires. Don't get smart with your mom and dad. They're going to put a stranglehold on you. Stop talking. I'm just telling you, stop. Get in the back. What did I say? Some of your parents, you should not pick up bad habits from your parents. This is true. And you don't know what's a good habit or bad habit till you see your instructor, till you watch other teens. So I thought it was good. I've learned that wintertime can be it can be a very nervous wreck because if you leave late for work and you got to get breakfast and you low on gas, it's instant pressure. I've been there before. So what I'm trying to do is get up earlier, at least an hour early, get dressed, look crispy, because they were looking at how teachers dress. We're professionals. Get my breakfast, so go pick it up, have gas in the car, make sure it's warmed up, and then I can leave early in case there's a traffic jam or an accident on the expressway. Most of you are driving from home to school, short drives, or school to work. I'm driving from home about 25 miles to a destination, and it could be accidents on the expressway. And my principal doesn't wait. Oh, I'm running late. You've been late the last 10 times. You're going to get a write-up. That's pressure. I'm not going to do that to myself. So you got to leave early. I learned you should always have proper equipment. Thank you. Language. Powerful. Subscribe.